What's going on? It's your man Sham, and this is SHAM Goes Global. And as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we have a special guest in the building, Miss Kia from Traverse Culture. How you doing today?
I'm good. And yourself?
Doing pretty well. Can't complain. So basically today what we're gonna do, we're gonna, just give you a few questions and just find out, who you are, as a person, and then also what you do, in Kenya with Traverse Culture.
Okay.
All right. So what's your name? Where are you from? And how long have you been living in Kenya?
Yes, so my name is Kia Wakesho Simmons. I am not Kenyan, but I do carry my Kenyan name, Wakesho. That was given to me about 14 years ago when I started coming to this country. But I am originally from Charleston, South Carolina, of the Gullah Geechee culture. Shout out to the 843. Okay. Yes, and yes, I've been coming here for about 14 years, back and forth, living off and on, and doing business here for about 7.5 years, and then permanently moved about a year now.
Okay. So you've been back and forth. You've been to other places, I'm assuming, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So for the people who may not know who you are, you have a brand called Traverse Culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is Traverse Culture? And just kind of explain a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so Traverse Culture is a travel concierge company that specializes in humanitarian work, relocation assistance, business development, and now medical tourism inbound to Kenya. I started my first company in 2018, Worldviews, and we were a travel concierge company as well. And for the first 5 years, we were able to bring over 300 African Americans and started relocation around 2021. And since then, we probably have relocated well over 30 families to Kenya, especially this year.
Okay, amazing. So over 300 African Americans.
Over 300
Wow.
African Americans,
Wow.
yes.
Okay, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So what can people expect from Traverse Culture in the future? Like, do you have any bigger plans? Do you want to, expand into other African, countries, or, just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we're focused on Kenya, but our goal is to be in 63 countries around the world, not just the continent. We do offer Afrocentric regenerative travel, and what that does is showcase the contributions of African people globally, or marginalized people globally, through tourism with policy reform. And essentially, we just want to give voice to these marginalized cultures in these different countries around the world to showcase what they contribute. And so that's one thing that you can see in the future. We'll also be offering medical tourism across Africa. That's another emerging market that Traverse Culture is the only company in the U.S. that is promoting Kenya as a medical tourism destination from the West.
Okay. I like that. I really like that. So you're basically bridging the gap, right?
Bridging the gap between the diaspora and our what I like to call our continental cousins. People often say sisters and brothers, but we do have at least a 700-year disconnect between ourselves and our continental cousins. So we're more like your distant cousins that we need to get to know each other and bridge the gap. But not only bridge the gap, but be intentional about relationship building. So that's what we really focus on as well.
Okay. So kind of touching more on the bridging the gap aspect, as an African American, right? A lot of times when we grow up, it's a thing where, oh yeah, you're African American, but Africans don't really like us. So why did you decide as an African American woman to come to Africa in the first place? Yeah,
so my story is a little interesting. I served in the U.S. Army. Then I got out, and then I did civilian contracting for about 7.5 years, of which I did 3.5 years in Afghanistan as a civilian. And so when I got there, we worked with a lot of Kenyans. I had never met a Kenyan a day of my life until I got to Afghanistan, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But my brothers, shout out to James Mlawasi from Bamburi, Mombasa. We met there and we just connected. He was telling me about Kenya and how beautiful it is and all of the things. And, as an African American growing up, you hear about Africa, but there's no positive connection with it, right? But you still, in the back of your mind, way in the back of your mind, like, maybe one day I could do it, or just connect with the continent. And once he told me about Kenya, I was like, yo, I'm going. He was like, no, you're not. I was like, yeah, I am. And I bought my ticket. And I went to Ethiopia first, Addis Ababa, and I enjoyed myself. I went to the Rastafari compound, and it felt like I was in Jamaica, and learned about the ancient civilization called Ethiop, in Ethiopia. But then I landed here at Moi in Mombasa in 2011. So this is for all my Kenyans. I've been coming here since Kibaki was president.
Yeah, she been.
Yeah. When Bob's place used to be popping in Niali. So my Kenyans who watch it, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And so when I landed here at Moi, we got off the plane at 1:43 a.m., went straight to Bob's place, and they were playing 50 Cent. And we were like, what? And I grabbed the mic and we were like, we're from America. And then everybody just was so welcome, especially on the coast. And I fell in love. I just fell in love with the country. And people often ask me, why? Why Kenya? And my answer is always the same. It's the people.
Absolutely.
It's the people, yeah.
Absolutely. So when it comes to, your flight, right? Yeah. So you said you went to Addis Ababa first.
Yeah.
So this question, I would just say, how was the flight from America to Africa, just period?
The first one, because I'm an avid traveler. I've been to 46 countries.
And thank you for your service too.
Yes, thank you. And most of those countries were outside of the military. I actually did not travel that much in the military because I went in when we were at war. So I was in Iraq and Korea. But then once I got out and did civilian contracting, you making that kind of money, you have disposable income. Yeah. I started traveling the world. So for me, it wasn't that bad, but I will be honest, it does take you aback when you first get on the plane and you're like, I'm about to be on the plane for how long? From DC to frickin' Addis Ababa, because I took Ethiopia Airlines at the time, and that's 14 hours straight. I was like, what? But your girl, I upgraded to business class playing no game, so it really wasn't that bad for me.
I need to get like Kia out. Hey y'all.
Yeah, man, I upgraded to business class. I don't.
Okay. So I know you said you landed at Moi first, so you landed in Mombasa first.
Yeah.
So what was your first impressions of Kenya? Because that was your first time coming to Kenya, right? So when you came, what did you think? Did you expect it to be similar to Ethiopia, or was it kind of a difference?
Right. I didn't have any expectations. Well, no. You know what? I lied. In our mind, because of what the media shows us, especially this is 14 years ago, before this new wave of everybody kind of looking to Kenya now, right? Especially in the African American community. So me even saying I was coming to Africa, people thought I was out of my mind, crazy. Like, what are you talking about? And then when I landed here, I'm like, we have been lied to, bamboozled, and hoodwinked.
Absolutely.
This place, even 14 years ago, and mind you, the Kenyan shilling was actually stronger then. It was 88 to the dollar. Yeah, so it was quite strong. So when I got in and I'm pulling out 2K Kenyan shillings, that's almost $20. It was almost 1-to-1 because it was 88 to the dollar. And it's still, and 14 years later, even though the Kenyan shilling is 129 to the dollar, it's still one of the strongest currencies on the continent. But coming here, the first night I stayed at my adopted family's aunt house. And of course, we didn't think she lived in a hut, right? Don't come for me in the conversation because I use that as an example. But I say that just to get, paint the picture. She lived in Bamburi, and the area she lived in is a regular neighborhood. We walked into the house. This is going to sound crazy. She had a flat screen TV. She had surround sound. She had a microwave. I know it sounds crazy. Don't come for me. But I'm like, we didn't think it was going to be like that. It looked like anybody aunt's house you would go to in the States, right? And we slept there that night. We woke up the next morning, and, Mombsa's at the coast, so it gives you that island vibe. And Miami, her neighborhood literally looked like a neighborhood in Miami. And so we were just walking around like, wow, this is so great. And again, while we didn't think people were living in the huts, we didn't think it was that modern either, to be quite honest.
Right, and especially too in 2011, Yeah, that's kind of not as like recent, but it's still not too far removed.
And nobody was talking about it, especially in our community. Nobody was talking about coming to Africa.
Yeah, true that,
right? And so to be able to see that in real time, it was like, what the hell? We've been lied to, and half of these people living better than us in the damn U.S.
Oh yeah.
So that was another thing, and then another thing was culture shock. Okay, so I know I'm coming to Africa, and it's gonna be black folks. But this level of blackness
is different,
It's different because everybody's black. The police is black. The judge is black. The president is black. The teachers is black. The cartoons on the TV is black. It was just crazy, and you wouldn't think that would be a culture shock. But when you get here, you're like, oh man, I didn't know that I can experience such a euphoria like this.
Yeah, and it's definitely a breath of fresh air too for a lot of people that like first come.
Yeah,
because you don't really get to experience that back home.
You don't.
Yeah,
you don't, especially at this level of excellence. You know what I mean? Because the country is predominantly black. Right. And you get to pick and choose whether you want to deal with multinationals or not, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're around excellence, in terms of Kenya. Now, Kenya got its shiggity with it. Don't get me wrong, but it is just one of those places that is truly magical for real.
Absolutely. All right, so moving on to the next question. Where are some of the best areas for foreigners to stay? You know, some people may be watching from the States, you know, Canada, the UK, somewhere like that, and they may not know exactly where to stay, where it's like safe places or accommodations or, things of that nature. So where would you recommend people staying if they come to Kenya for the first time?
Yeah, absolutely. So because we are a travel company that offer investigative tours.
Hey, plug it. You better plug it. Hey.
I actually do this for a living. I would say the best areas are where you mostly see expats. I'll say it like that. Obviously Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavetan, Runda. You could even go a little further out. Well, not expats, but once you're here, you can go a little further out to Rongai, or go towards maybe Thika or Juja, that area. But typically most people, it's a really easy soft landing in terms of Nairobi. You're either going to see people in those areas and Westlands. Pretty easy. When we relocate our clients, we usually stay within those areas just so we can integrate you. And then even if you come to do the investigative tour with us, which is a 12 to 15 day tour where we take you on a real estate tour to look for permanent housing. We look at the healthcare system here to see if it's conducive for you. Education system, if you have kids we need to enroll into school. Purchasing a car, getting your immigration paperwork. I mean, everything from A to Z. We typically stay in those areas until we integrate you. And then if you're wanting to cut your cost, now, because Nairobi can be expensive. You are going to cut your cost from the U.S., but it is not as cheap as people think it is. I want to repeat, it is not as cheap as you think it is. Is it more affordable than the U.S.? Yes, but you cannot think that you're going to move over here with $500 a month and you're going to make it in Nairobi.
Oh, yeah.
In Nairobi. That's
possible.
A no-go.
Not possible.
Yeah.
Yep. So, moving on to this next one. How was your experience in Kenya as a black woman compared to being a black woman in America? Now, I know my experience might be different because I'm, a black American man, but for the black American women that may be watching, could you let them know how you, how the culture has embraced you or how you maneuver out here and how you're treated?
For the most part, I gotta give it to the Kenyan people. My romantic relationship with Kenya has been almost the same for the whole 14 years. Now, have I had some issues? Absolutely. I'll keep it a buck with you all. When I first hired my first team, I had nothing but men, at least 7 men. I had to fire all 7 of them. Now, it could be because of the culture. Some of the men wanted to take over the business. Some of the men didn't want to, take orders from a woman, all of the things that come with it. And some of the men were cool, but then I essentially had to let them go. And then I hired my new team that's been with me almost for 7 years now. And I have a fully all-woman team and with a sprinkle of men, but my company is women-owned, women-driven. And so I have to keep it honest, I have primarily found it easier to work with Kenyan women in business. One, because they gonna get the work done. I ain't got to keep repeating myself. I don't have to say, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? If they don't know something, they'll ask you, or they're willing to learn and train. And the level of respect and integrity that I've seen with working with Kenyan women has been like nothing else. And my team, and I say this to everybody, I have the best team in Kenya. Argue with your mama about that, but it's the truth. I've just found it really, really easy to work with Kenyan women. No shade against men, because I do have a few men on my team, and some of my business partners are Kenyan men. And I've been able to work well with them, but I do have a woman-led team, and I think I've gotten very, very far with my Kenyan team. So as a Black American woman, I've seen Kenyan men and women take me in and embrace me. They know that I truly love this country. I truly love my people too. African Americans are our own tribe of people at the end of the day, but we're so diverse. We're not a monolithic people. I'm from Charleston. Where are you from?
Gary, Indiana.
I have no idea about what Gary, Indiana got nothing going on. Nothing. Except Michael Jackson. That's all I know. I don't know what type of food they eat. I know they eat soul food, but the crazy thing about it is we probably eat soul food differently, or we'll pair things up differently. What y'all eat, potatoes or something?
What?
I'm being funny.
I was gonna say what? So basically, we close to Chicago, so it's like we got like a mix of that. Like maybe 25 to 30 minutes outside of Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of like pizza puffs and fried like Heroes chicken, like different stuff like that. We got soul food.
Y'all got soul food,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but we're diverse, right? Because I don't know anything about that culture. And so the beautiful bit about being in Kenya and building the network that I've been able to build is that Kenyans are open to my culture too, right? And I make that a thing. Like, just because I moved here, I don't just disregard my whole culture. And I know a lot of people on this good internet say African Americans don't have culture. Cut it out. We do.
Definitely do.
But it's been a great fuse of the two.
Okay. So, kind of touching back on that soul food topic. See, you hit a spot. You hit a spot in my mind and my heart right there. Okay. So, how is the food in Kenya compared to the food in America? Now, I know a lot of people, because people was coming at me because I made a video talking about y'all need seasonings, this, and that. So,
don't ask me, because I said it on. I was on Lynn Gogi interview, and I said, the food is not good. I'm just going to keep it going. Now, here's what I'll say, and I know Kenyans, y'all, you know, Kenyans are internet trolls.
They're going to come for you. They're going to troll. On the internet.
Okay, Yama Choma is good. Okay, we know that Skuma Wiki is good because that's collard greens. We eat that, right? I don't like ugali. Don't ask me in the comment section about ugali. Ugali sucks. But I don't like grits. And all ugali is hard grits. That's it. I found a few places here, like my fish point that I take everybody to. It's the best fish in Nairobi. Forget about it. She's lure. She gets the fish from Lake Victoria. It's great. But in terms of the culture, the Kenyan culture food, I'm not a big fan of it. I do think it's less seasoned. It is healthy. I know Kenyans gonna come in the comments and say, well, it's healthy, but it don't taste good. So what are we talking about? But yeah, I'm not a big, I wouldn't say Kenya is my top African country. I like Liberian food, Senegalese food. You know, Kenya might be on the bottom.
Like Jollof.
I'm not a big Nigerian
You don't like
fan.
that?
No, I'm not. Okay. I went to Nigeria. I didn't eat too much. I ate like selective dishes, but yeah. But I'm a big soul food and African American food
soul
fan.
food will always be
but yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kenyan food. But we love Kenya, you know. We love Kenya, but you will never, ever, and y'all can come for me in the comment section if you want, you will never hear anybody foreign say the reason why they kept going back to Kenya because of food. Never. You would never find a whole vlog about someone, and I say this on my lives, you will never hear anybody say, I'm going back to Kenya for the food. No. But we love you. Nakupenda. Kenya. We love you.
Oh my God, yes. I feel that exact same way though. Like when it comes to the food, I be like, okay, some stuff I can like tolerate, but other stuff I'm like, yo, what is this?
Yeah, it's not good. I gotta take you to a spot. I need to take you to the spot And I think you know, you
is
like,
it seafood? I love seafood now.
If I got time because I'm hungry again, I might take you, and you can taste it.
All right, for sure that. So, you know, being in America, or being from America, right? There's always an undertone of, I don't want to say necessarily racism, but, you know, classism and prejudices and stuff of that nature, right? But in Kenya, have you experienced any type of, you know, racism or discrimination because you're Black American?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's no such thing.
Okay.
Now, from a multinational, there is racism. There is racism. I'm not going to say the whole type, and I'm not going to go too far into that. But there are groups of multinationals here that operate like white folks. And I haven't personally, but I've spoken to Kenyans, and they've expressed their feelings about it, and it's kind of embedded in the culture. And they try to distance themselves from it.
Yeah, I know exactly what
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me personally, no, there's been instances, small, and you know, I'm standing at an ATM machine, and you think you could just walk in front of me. Okay, so now I gotta act retarded. So now I gotta
I got a whole story. I
gotta act ignorant. Like, hold up. What you think you doing? Oh, American, yup, what's up? Like, you know, so I've had to do that. But on the most part, I'm mainly around Kenyans all the time. I'm always doing business. So I don't really, and I do mainly business with Kenyans. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, mainly what I was saying was like, is there any like type of just discrimination when it comes to, you know, you doing business out here in Kenya? Like, do they feel like, oh, you're American, like you're intruding on what we're doing, or like you're overstepping a boundary because, you know, or are they more so welcome to having Black Americans come start businesses and do things and, you know, politic network?
At the end of the day, Kenya is a very transactional country. Very transactional. So the bottom line is money.
Yeah, as long as you got that bread.
And so, but then once you're able to, once a Kenyan buys into your dream, though, because not everyone is transactional. My team is a testament to, I mean, these women going through the trenches with me. Me going through a bad business breakup and being like, now I got to start all over and not take a break. And, hey, I might not be able to pay y'all. And my entire team look at me and like, as long as you're not quitting. Right. Yeah. As long as you're not quitting, then we don't care. You know what I mean? And they working just as hard as me. And they buy into the team, into the dream, and you can give them a piece of the pie. And so it's not just your team; it's our dream. Forget about it. It's definitely something that I've been fortunate. I'm blessed. I really do have a great network. I really do have great guardrails, and I have people that actually really care about me. So I haven't had a lot of discrimination directly. Indirectly, you may see a couple comments, and that's rare.
Yeah,
There's pockets of Kenyans who may get online and troll and say, "Oh, y'all trying to take over, but you ain't gonna say that about the Chinaman." But to their point, the Chinaman is employing them. His efforts is visible.
Wait, what they say in that one movie? Message.
Okay, so to some of the Kenyans' point, it's like, all right, when you come over here, are you gonna be making a difference, or you just coming over here and running your mouth? So I get both sides. Right? So for me, no. The short answer is I haven't had any direct discrimination. Maybe indirectly comments and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay, got you. So this next question is about the party scene in Nairobi, right?
Yeah.
What is the nightlife like? Is it similar to some cities or states in America?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so Nairobi is a metropolitan city. It's the 6th fastest growing city in Africa, I believe. Okay. And they have a very young population. So people party all day, all night, okay? They get their drink on. You get these Kenyans a little bit of drink, and that's it, honey.
Oh, yeah.
You're about to have a good... So I think the nightlife...
You under the table, too.
Oh, man, forget about it. Like it's nothing. Yeah. But I can drink, too. I'm ex-military, so there's very few people who can rock with me, but in terms of the nightlife, yeah, it's they have a very robust nightlife, especially if you're young. I'm 43, and so I'm still young, but I'm not that young to be out partying.
You still young, girl.
I'm still young.
Turn up.
Don't get me. And I look good for my age. I know I look 43. I look good.
Hey.
But you know, I don't go out as much. But when I do have a good time. The drinks are affordable. The people are very friendly. The music is popping. You know, they're gonna have the Afro beats. They're gonna have reggae. They'll play a little hip hop. You can even find an R&B reggae night. They have jazz concerts here, comedy shows, all types of things. There's something going on in Nairobi every night. Oh yes. Honestly, yeah.
Oh yes. So more on the personal side. So have you fully transitioned into Kenya? Like, have you moved, business entities, your personal life, like everything is in Kenya now?
Everything, my whole life is here.
Okay, so do you feel like for someone who may be watching that may be coming to Kenya for the first time, would you recommend Kenya being like a forever home type of place for someone?
Absolutely, absolutely. Out of the 46 countries that I've visited, and I've lived in 8 other countries around the world, Kenya is the only country I voluntarily moved to and sold everything and moved all my businesses and had my family come over here and then started offering the relocation services to potential clients. It's the only country that it's the only country that I believe in at this level and this capacity with such passion for it. Yeah, so absolutely 100%. That's my whole brand is about promoting Kenya as a travel destination, relocation investment, and now medical tourism. So for sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So as you know, coming from the West, America, a lot of times what we see in the media is Africans are broke, poor, living in huts, barefoot, no water, no electricity. So just being someone who travels often and have been like to multiple places on the continent, what would you say is one misconception that people from the West may have of Africa?
Right, yeah, that is poor, destitute, children are sitting around with flies on their face, people living in huts, people walking around with no shoes. I had people ask me if they had seatbelts in the cars here. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, you have the internet now, though. The world is much smaller. Actually, Kenya was one of the first African countries to have internet in 2007. And so that's why they have one of the fastest speed internet and best structure. And actually, Kenya also has fiber internet in the entire country. And so Kenya is super digital. It's one of the most digital countries in Africa, where you can literally register your company at your house in the U.S. online. And so the misconception is that it's just so primitive and, outdated and there's no technology, there's no modern homes, but on the flip, that you can also move here and live like dirt cheap. And that Nairobi, Kenya is actually more expensive than Bangkok, Thailand, or Bali, or some of these other places that people, even Mexico, where some of the diasporas are going. Nairobi is actually a little more expensive to live, depending on how you want to live and what accommodations that you're looking for. But that's some of the misconception people have.
Okay. So just to kind of touch on what you just said about the cost of living, right? How much would you advise someone that's coming to Kenya for the first time to come with? Would you say maybe $1,000 for a month, $2,000, $5,000? Yeah, just what would you...
For a visit?
Yeah, for a visit. Maybe like a month stay or, month and a half, 2 months stay.
Yeah, so it depends on what you want to do, but I think even if you're wanting to have like your housing and transportation and food, I always go on the higher end because I'm a person that don't like penny pitching and I don't like my clients to penny pitch, and we don't believe in budget traveling. But there's people who do. But I would say for the first time, I would say just to really travel easily, I would say at least 4,000, and that's on the low side to me. And that's traveling throughout the country. So that's just not being here in Nairobi, going to Nanyuki, going to the coast, going to maybe Kisumu, things like that. So moving around, not just being in Nairobi. And that's without a concierge service. So, of course, with the concierge service, it'll be a little bit more. Yeah. But we'll be able to give you everything at one time.
Right. So that 4K, just because, some people might just listen like 4K, 4,000, I can get my flight, my Airbnb, and, you know what I'm saying? So 4K, just spending money, right?
Just spending money. That's your Airbnb for the month, maybe your food, especially if you're a single man and you're dating, you coming over here to date, Kenyan women do not play about their money, so you're gonna want to have it together. So that's your nightlife and dating. For a single woman, again, your nightlife, and if you want to date, because women date too. For a family, that could be taking your kids out to recreational parks and safaris and things like that, and then traveling around the area, not just here in Nairobi, but yeah, that would not include the flight.
Okay, got you. So I know you've been to multiple countries on the continent. So how many countries have you been to exactly? Like
it's 8.
8 countries so far?
9.
8 or 9?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming you want to go to other countries, right? Mm-hmm. So where would those other countries be? Like, do you have any ones in mind? Or,
yeah. I was supposed to go to Burkina Faso this Sunday, but we got rescheduled as the delegation to go there. So I'll be going to Burkina Faso. I got invited to go to Ghana. I haven't been to Ghana yet, so I'll probably be going to Ghana. I'm looking to go to Angola, Zambia. I got invited to Zambia. I want to go back to Ethiopia and Tanzania. I need to go to Uganda. Where else? Cameroon, I'm interested in Cameroon. Liberia, interested in Liberia. Benin, Ivory Coast, all over, like
basically everywhere.
Everywhere, yes, I'm going everywhere, amongst other places in the world. But yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so great interview, Kia. I appreciate you for your time. Is there any last words that you want to give, to my audience? Maybe, just any words of encouragement. Maybe this might be the first time they're even thinking about coming to Africa. Any last words? Yeah,
so if you are thinking about coming to Africa, I would say use your resources. Reach out to Traverse Culture. We are a travel concierge company, so even if you're looking to do customized traveling, if you're looking to investigate to possibly relocate here, especially my retirees and my retired veterans, if you're looking to invest, use your resources. Please don't jump off the bridge and invest your money, and you don't have no asset protection, you don't have a lawyer, you don't know what you're doing, you're going to throw away your money. And stop thinking Airbnb is the only investment that you could do here, because that is a saturated market, okay? But if you're looking for the medical tourism, medical access, you don't have to want to actually live here. But if you don't have healthcare right now, and you do have the money to travel, and you need dental work done, if you need cosmetic surgery like hair replacement treatment, or if you have more serious issues like cancer treatment, we do provide that. Or you're looking to do IVF treatment, that's something that we also offer. Use your resources. Even if you don't want to use Traverse Culture, use your resources, do your research, do your due diligence, and visit Kenya. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Once again, I appreciate you for your time. And if you could leave your socials or tell the people your social, networks, how they can get in contact with you, that'd be great.
Absolutely. You can find us on all social media handles at Traverse Culture. We're on YouTube, IG, TikTok. And you can email us if you have any questions at info@tverse.com. That's TVERZE.com. Or you can visit our website at tverse.com. Again, that's TVERZE.com. Or you can call us at our 1-800 number that's listing on the website to speak to a live person.
Okay. I'll leave all the links below too, so they can check you out. You're following your Instagrams, TikToks, all the social networks. So that's all good. But thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. It's your man Sham. This is Sham Goes Global. And until the next one, I'm going to see y'all. Peace.